Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Happiest Hour on Earth. Before we jump into this episode, we just got to let you know that we had some audio technical difficulties.
We've already filmed the episode at this point.
We already did, and we had a crazy week, which you'll hear about very soon from us in the past. We were going to film it again, but life has been insane. So we're just going to let you guys deal with the audio quality. It probably won't sound that bad. You'll get used to it. Anyways, thank you again for your love, your support, and here we go with the episode. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Happiest Hour on Earth. We have a very exciting topic tonight. We are going to be talking about lands that could be built off of a single Disney movie. Think Cars Land, think of Pandora. We'll get into more of these later, but think something like that, where it's not just a hodgepodge of different movies, but just a singular movie that could take over a land. So we cannot wait to get into this topic. We have some crazy things that happened recently, which we'll talk about right after the break, but let's just go ahead and jump into this episode.
All right, so we are going to jump into tonight's topic very soon. We're really excited about this one. It's going to be a fun episode.
Yeah.
As Chris mentioned, we've been just kind of going through some stuff personally in our life. Chris got a little head cold bug over the last couple days. Somehow I never caught it. Yeah. So I've been feeling okay, but yeah, he's just kind of on the tail end of it, feeling a little bit better now. So he decided he was gonna just do the episode. We were gonna just make it happen. But on top of that, we've also been dealing with some sleep issues with our newly turned 3-year-old over the last week. He's just been kind of all over the place. He's always been an amazing sleeper for the last 2+ years. He's been great. Sleeps in his room, sleeps through the night. Great, but yeah, it's I took him to his first movie last week. I'll just give him a short explanation. I actually went to see Frozen in theaters with some friends of ours, and he's seen the movie before. He loves it, but I think just in the setting that he was in and
dark, that huge screen.
Yeah. He got a little freaked out by the big snow creature that they call Marshmallow. From the movie, and so ever since that day, a week ago today, he's not been doing great in the sleep department. He doesn't like when we leave the room, or he's having a rough time sleeping. So we've been trying to tackle that and be on top of everything else. So it was iffy if this episode was going to happen tonight, but we're making it happen. We're just keeping an eye on him on the monitor, making sure he's good, which he is for now. So
So we were actually going to be having Erica.Adventures on our show. She's just amazing, has been a huge supporter of the show for a long time. Amazing page, so definitely go check her out. We were going to be filming that tonight, but I told her everything is kind of up in the air.
Too iffy.
Yeah, I know.
Things like we don't want to put you out. Like if things are just still not going great by tonight, we just didn't want it to be.
If he wakes up during this episode, like Em could go, I could finish it up, but like it would just be a bummer if we had a guest on. So we will have her next week as long as everything is going swell. But we will see. Kind of crazy, very crazy. Wow. So if you look at her eyes, if you look at her. If you hear our voices, I feel like I sound tired all the time, but if you notice a little bit of tiredness, that's what's going on. Yeah. I'm sick. Little baby's having a rough time.
I didn't get myself ready today. I just barely got my face put together a little bit for this episode for YouTube watchers. So yeah, it's barely happening tonight.
You look amazing as always. Yeah.
Thank you.
I feel like people who are listening on a podcasting platform are gonna switch to YouTube and be like, "Oh, let me see."
How bad is
great as always. So crazy stuff that's happening, but we're getting through. We're gonna jump into this episode. Just a quick note: if you want to help support our show, there's some links in the bio, whether you're watching on YouTube or on a podcasting platform, because we launched our merch store, which has been so fun. We also have some other links from Magic Candle Company, Park Hop Tees, Getaway Today, all that stuff goes to help our show. And so we can't thank you enough for helping and using our codes, getting some merch, all that good stuff. So with that, we're going to jump in. So we talked about some examples already. We're going to be doing, like, which movies are worthy enough to have a full land dedicated to them. There's not too many. And we're going to do like movies, like singular movies, but also like franchises. Like, I know I said not multiple movies in one, so we're like excluding Pixar here because that's different entities, right? But we're going to be talking about Galaxy's Edge. That's multiple movies, but they're all Star Wars, right? So
I think Cars Land is what kind of inspired this episode, because we always just rave about Cars Land. I mean, who doesn't? I think it's the most immersive, just the most perfectly done land.
And we weren't even like the biggest Cars fan.
Yeah.
But that land was done so good.
The way that they did it, it's so perfect, and it just kind of inspired us to think about any other movies that don't already have a land dedicated to them. Yeah. I mean, there's quite a few, I guess, at this point, but, you know, there's a lot that don't, and probably none of these are actually going to get made. Yeah, it's kind of fun to speculate.
I think Disney will always, and I think lands are better with, like they're doing, we'll be talking about this shortly, but like in Tokyo Disney Sea, there's going to be a new area called Fantasy Springs. And this includes multiple mini lands. So there will be a mini land of Frozen, Tangled, and Peter Pan. But let's get to the lands that are already built. I think this is all of them. But Cars Land, dedicated solely to cars. Pandora, Galaxy's Edge, Toy Story Land, Avengers Campus, Zootopia, that will be opening in Shanghai, and World of Frozen, that will be in Hong Kong and Paris. And then, like I said, Fantasy Springs is the area in Tokyo Disney Sea that will include Frozen, Tangled, and Peter Pan. So Frozen's off the table because it's already been used in Hong Kong and Paris. That will be opening, I think, later this year or next year. But the other two we could use. So we have some honorable mentions here. First out, I guess I'll go with the first one. You could talk about the second one. But since this fits outside of our scope because it's... you know, it has multiple different movie properties in this. We're going to be just putting it in the honorable mentions. But I've always thought, and we've heard from our listeners too, like an underrated Disney movie land. I don't know what you would call it. You wouldn't call it underrated land. Yeah. But you would call it maybe, I don't know. I mean, most underrated ones are a little more adventure-based, like adventure...
At Adventureland.
I don't know, something like that. But... everyone talks about Treasure Planet, Atlantis. Those two movies, I wish we watched more of, but there's some big Treasure Planet and Atlantis stands out there. But one that I feel like could fit, and it's more on the goofy side, but I feel like it fits the adventure theme. Emperor's New Groove. Could we have like a little Cusco-topia, or like wherever his actual kingdom that he's a part of? He wants to build Cusco-topia, but he like lives somewhere else. But imagine this like Aztec-y type. I hope I'm getting the country right. Is it what is it?
Peru. It's like
Peru, like Peru. Yeah, I guess.
Oh
man, I don't share history that much, but that's okay. You know what?
All right, correct us.
Correct us in the comments below, because the comments help us. Our episode also helps us learn. So
smarter.
But imagine that, like Treasure Planet, Atlantis, Emperor's New Groove. Like, I feel like that could be pretty cool. There's some other movies we could add in here. I think those are the three that really stand out. But do you want to hit up our other honorable mention?
Yeah, this one was kind of my idea. I was thinking Inside Out would be really fun. Just because I think the whole idea of like the islands,
it's like what makes your personality. Yeah, so different like personality islands.
Yeah, the personality islands. That's right. I just thought that would be kind of a fun idea for a land, to just have like all these different areas that are all different. I don't know. I didn't really have too much planned beyond that. It just sounded like a fun idea, and I just love Inside Out.
I think it'd be cool because I think I don't know, I almost like the idea for like Epcot, but in a very kid-friendly way of, learning, and instead of like scientific stuff, right? Like Epcot is kind of geared towards kind of understanding yourself. And I feel like that would be really cool, because then it'll give kids a chance to learn about themselves, their different emotions, their personalities, but then it'll also give adults a way to connect with their younger self, right? If there is a lot of like hands-on activities, some fun little areas where they could just kind of go crazy with the kids, have a ride there as well. I think that would be really cool. And
I think so too.
yeah, I think that'd be great. I mean, Inside Out is just such a classic.
So
and we only have a spinner ride. Ugh,
it's
a spinner
so
ride in
bad.
California here.
I know it needs a lot more representation, I feel like. It's such a good movie.
Oh, we have a hot dog stand.
Oh, very exciting.
Oh yeah, so exciting. But yeah, with that, we also had some other ones that didn't make it onto our honorable mentions list. We were talking like, oh, wouldn't Monsters Inc. be cool? You do like a Monstropolis plus like the frat houses of Monsters U.
Yeah.
And things like that. Like that would be fun.
They're so fun.
But yeah, those are just like little tiny things. But we're gonna get into some listeners ones. So these are listener suggestions that did not make our list. So if you don't hear your suggestion, it's because they actually made it on our list, and we'll talk about them as we get there. But we can kind of go quick through here. So at Chris Alert, who is a great friend of ours, he said Treasure Planet because it's so underrated. And I remember him and his brother, who's also my friend, were huge Treasure Planet fans. And I think I hear this from a lot of people. It's crazy that Joseph Gordon-Levitt actually plays the main character there.
Yeah.
We just made a reel about like actors you didn't know were in Disney movies. And Joseph Gordon-Levitt was in Treasure Planet, which is crazy. But yeah, I think that could fit perfectly in our little underrated Disneyland. I know our other friend, David Ledbetter, who has an amazing barbecue YouTube channel. It's so awesome. Go check him out. Yeah. He also is a huge Treasure Planet fan. So shout out to the Dave.
There's a lot of you guys.
Yeah, for sure. Do you want to get the next one?
Yeah, sure. At the Mer Monsters said Encanto would be amazing. A magical animal-filled treehouse, flowers everywhere, and of course, rats.
yeah. I think
Encanto would be really cool.
I was gonna say the rats.
Yeah, we could do
live rats. Yeah, maybe like in a ride. We'll do animatronic rats.
Yeah, animatronic.
Or visual screen rats.
Came over from Indiana Jones, decided to join me.
Yes.
Right.
But yeah, no, this is actually a great idea. The treehouse. I was wanting the treehouse, the Adventureland treehouse, to be Encanto.
It really kind of made sense. I was pretty surprised when they decided not to. Or not decided not to. It was just, I guess it was mostly speculation.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it would have made sense there. But, land dedicated to Encanto would be very cool. Because there's a lot you can do with that.
Yeah. So beautiful. Different rooms, because every room is like a different thing, right? Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. That would be amazing. And I think I'm very bummed that didn't make it on our list. But, yeah, no, I think that's a great idea. I think there's so many different cool things. And so they did mention it at D23 that they might put that in a expansion. It's not going to be an Encanto themed land, but there will be an Encanto little hint there. So hopefully that'd be simple. So at Felicia's Magical Travels, she just said, come on, let's bring Toy Story Land and Arendelle to Disneyland. Yeah. We feel ya, Felicia. Totally. Yeah, Toy Story Land is amazing, and all the work that they're doing on Arendelle at the other international parks. Yeah, let's bring it to Disneyland. That'd be so much fun.
I know. I feel like there's so much going on in some of the other parks. I'm like, we need some of that.
Yeah, yeah.
We just don't have the space, but we need it.
At Alicia_Gray 96, she said Wreck-It Ralph or Onward. And I think that, I think you could do some really cool lands with that. Yeah. I feel like
Wreck-It Ralph would be very like video game, kind of.
I feel like that would have to be almost like, I guess it could almost be like Super Nintendo World. Yeah. But I feel like just a huge indoor dome land or something like that, because you just.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
That'd be really cool.
That would be pretty fun.
And then Onward, we love Onward. All the I don't know, just the mythical creatures. Really cool.
Yeah, I think that's kind of an underrated movie too.
Yeah, that was the last movie we watched before The Big C. The Big C. Yeah. If you guys listened to our episode last week, we call it The Big C for a reason, because we
can't say the actual term for the year 2020.
Our algorithm doesn't like that word. But yeah, do you want to get the next one?
Yeah, of course. At Just Shano said Tangled Land, obviously.
This is a great one. This one almost made it onto our top because I think that it would be so amazing. The kingdom. Yeah, I would want to call it Tangled Land. Yeah, not call it the kingdom of the Big C. Yeah. But imagine that. I've always wanted a Tangled ride. Then I thought about a Tangled Land. I was like, that'd be so amazing. You could go to like where the tower is, walk up that, go to the Ugly Duckling for food, and then go to the land of the Big C. Yeah. And maybe do a water ride on the sea.
The greenery and stuff, because they are kind of like in the forest a lot.
Yeah. That
could be cool.
I always thought a water Tangled ride. Almost like the Pandora ride that's there, like the Navi River Journey. Cool. Then you get to see all the beautiful lights. Yeah.
First, I didn't really get it because it's like in water part of the time. It would be cool to like be on the boat, but seeing all those things. All those things, yeah. It's just like a river that brings you all the way. Yeah. That's cool.
From like a river that goes all the way from her tower. That just is a tiny little river until you get to that big open section where they do I see the light. Oh, that should have been on our list too. There's so many. It was hard to do. It was like, do we do 5 or 10?
Yeah, and then 10 was hard. Stretching it a little bit.
5 is so
somewhere in the middle probably.
We love that. Yeah,
that's a cool idea.
That is up there too.
Yeah,
it's maybe like a 6, maybe even a 5. But we have another 5. But at Live, Learn, Dream Magic, who has been such an awesome supporter as well, just like everyone else. She said Sleeping Beauty Land. So you get like that forest with that amazing. I'm trying to remember that artist, but that artist had such beautiful depictions of everything. I think
stuff,
Sleeping Beauty was made where like everything, including like the very background, was just supposed to be like straight out of a painting. It was done so well. But yeah,
so beautiful.
The forest, the castle, and Maleficent's castle. I mean, we've been to Disneyland Paris, been into Le Tanat. I was going to say the real name, but it translates to the Dragon's Lair or something. But underneath Sleeping Beauty's castle, you get a huge animatronic Maleficent dragon. She wakes up, she blows smoke in your face. It's amazing.
It is.
It's so cool.
That was the best part.
So Sleeping Beauty Land. Like, I would love a dark ride of Sleeping Beauty. Oh my god, especially with Maleficent.
So I know.
We already get that with Snow White, the evil queen. It's so scary, but imagine Maleficent.
I know, and it's hard because in Disneyland we have the castle, which is dedicated to Sleeping Beauty. So I feel like they would probably not do a ride dedicated to it because there's a whole walkthrough. I just don't think they would do it. But like at Disney World, that'd be cool because there's not really anything Sleeping Beauty related there.
Let's give them a Sleeping Beauty land and us a Cinderella land or ride.
That would be cool. I'm not sure what you do with Cinderella. There's not as much
you go
visual stuff as
dance like crazy. Yeah. And then at the end, you in the car seat, you have to put your like little feet in this like little section, and right when it's right at the end, it just like compresses and squeezes your feet. Like,
oh my gosh!
And then it lets go.
That sounds like torture. I don't think that's a good idea.
No, it'd be good. Kind of like Bugs. That stupid Bugs. Tough to be a bug ride where you feel like the bees stinging you and you run under your bottom. Like it's just a foot one of that, where it just squeezes your feet. And you're like,
anything that involves like pain or discomfort on a ride, no thanks.
Especially if it's bug related. I know Market House Pod loves that ride.
A lot of people
that attraction. It's so stinky and painful.
There's a lot of fans of it, and I never even went on it, so I can't say. But after hearing what happens in it, I'm not bummed that I missed it.
If you like Black Widows and bees, you'll probably like that attraction. But if you don't like normal people, just skip it. Yeah. The last one. Bam.
Yes, the last one was from @Planet Disney with Jill, It was awesome. We actually had her on the show
We did.
a couple months ago.
Great
at this point.
planning tips.
Yes, great episode. We love her. But she said Beauty and the Beast. So many attractions, shows, dining, ideas could come from that movie. So true. I mean, the possibilities are pretty endless with Beauty and the Beast.
And you already have in, I think it's Tokyo, that has the Beauty and the Beast right now. It's amazing. The effects are so good.
It looks really good.
But yeah, if we could do like a Fantasyland expansion at Disneyland, I know that Disney World has Be Our Guest, which honestly, a ride right around Be Our Guest restaurant in Magic Kingdom would be amazing, but let's bring some stuff to Disneyland. Come on.
I know, yeah, we really have like nothing Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Except for like the character.
Renaissance is like one of the best Disney film eras, yet we lack so much representation from the Renaissance.
I know. It's true. Very sad. There's so many possibilities with that one. I love that movie so much. And Disneyland in particular really has nothing to offer.
It has a restaurant. And that's pretty much
kind
it.
of, yeah. It's very like loosely based. It's like kind of
Maurice's Treats.
Yeah.
But still.
Very small.
Food.
It's all food
Like,
related, which is just kind of weird to me. But
yeah, let's bring it up. Let's bring some Beauty and the Beast here. But
let's do it.
We're gonna jump into our top 5. So let us know as we're getting into these, which ones you were like, that's a great idea, or that's a terrible one. Don't say terrible. That would hurt our self-esteem.
Be kind.
No, I'm just kidding.
If you don't agree,
but yeah, and let us know what you would like to see. And if it isn't on our list yet, let us know your ideas. We love hearing your ideas. So I'll start us off with number 5. So we thought, coming in at number 5, Alice in Wonderland would be awesome because I think it's such a creative and trippy movie that a whole land with it, you could probably do some cool things. Yeah. So I feel like to get to the land, you walk under a rabbit hole entrance, which would be kind of similar to like Super Nintendo World. You know how you have to walk under those green, are they pipes? I think they're plumber pipes that you walk under the green thing. But you have to walk under that. And maybe as you're walking under the rabbit hole, there's like, things that are around there. As she's falling down, it's like a piano. I forgot what it's falling there, but some random items. And then you get into a little land, and maybe it could be just a little mini land because Disneyland has an Alice ride, but Disney World doesn't have an Alice ride.
But in Paris, there is a area dedicated. It's basically just a maze.
Yeah, a hedge maze. Yeah,
which is it's a cool idea. And there's like isn't there like a tree that you go up into?
Yeah, you can go up
into
a little.
I can't recall. We spent a little bit of time doing that though, and we got to visit a few years ago.
Yeah,
but
it's like the Alice ride here is very popular, and I think that ride is really great. So I feel like, and you could do a lot more things. But I was thinking, there's the whole movie. There's just so many different scenes. So it wouldn't really be like besides the ride at Disneyland, something like that in other parks. There wouldn't really be too much more than that with rides. But I think a lot of exploring, a lot of hands-on activities. I don't know if you guys know the mystery spot in Santa Cruz, but there's a lot of interesting things to do and experience.
Weird.
Trippy phenomenons that you can experience, in person. So you walk into this house and it's tilted, and so you could literally do what's it called, the smooth criminal lean, and be fine, you're literally leaning over and doing all this creepy stuff. Weird. So maybe some trippy things like that where kids could just let their imagination go wild. Like you said, a hedge maze type thing. Mad Hatter's Treats, how do you not do that? A food tea table. So a very, I've seen bar takeovers. Yeah, the Queen. Yeah. I've seen Alice in Wonderland bar takeovers. And it's just this whimsical whole place. And I don't think this would be really ride heavy. I think making it like that where it's just a photo worthy spot, but also very
and just weird stuff.
Yeah,
I think that would be super fun.
Almost like a Toontown-y size and kind of feel. balance in one life.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I think it'll be fun.
It'd be cool. Yeah. If you want to get the next one, this is a Renaissance.
Yeah. More that we need some extra representation.
Yeah.
There's nothing. We're talking about Aladdin. I feel like we've talked about this for quite a while, or at least a ride, but I do think that it's worthy of a land because once again, there's just so much to that movie and just, I don't know, a lot that you could do with it.
There's like hardly anything.
There's nothing. I know all that we had previously was the meet and greet area, which is now basically Tropical Hideaway.
And then the show in California Adventure.
Yes.
That was it.
Yes, which is gone, and it was the best show.
It was the best.
Better than the Broadway, I would have to say.
I know, we saw the Broadway, like, I'm not even trying to be whatever, but I actually enjoyed
the California Adventure one way more, and I miss it so much. I really wish that they would bring it back. I don't think we ever saw the Frozen one, but...
We didn't, no. I wish we did.
But Aladdin was just so good. But now that's gone, and there is just nothing.
And Magic Kingdom gets Dumbo carpets.
Yeah.
And eventually, and that's it. That's it, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah. So, I don't know. I think that there's so much that you could do with it, from Agrabah, just like that whole market scene is just so fun and just kind of like adventurous.
Just real quick, imagine if you can see, because I remember when Galaxy's Edge opened, there's this whole thing that they were trying to do for a little bit with, I forgot her name, but it was just supposed to be a rebel and the stormtroopers were trying to chase after her, some live entertainment. Imagine you're walking in the Agrabah streets.
Which would be probably kind of a similar feel to Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, almost,
yeah. A lot of rocks and...
Rock stuff, yeah. And then, but then an Aladdin guy runs out and there's the, henchman or whatever are following him. You get to see that in live action. That'd be so cool.
That would be so fun.
And then if you steal an apple very sneakily, they let you take it.
Yeah.
Just like Aladdin, you can be your own Aladdin. No, okay, keep going. This is great stuff.
Ideas. This guy over here. But yeah, the Cave of Wonders obviously would be a really cool. We've always said that would be the cool ride aspect of it. I just think that it would be really fun to do. I guess we have a few ideas ride-wise.
Yeah.
But I feel like initially we've talked about this being kind of a magic carpet ride thing because that's what happens in the movie anyways. It's the first time that they ride the magic carpet in the Cave of Wonders.
Yeah.
So it would just be really exciting, just kind of going all around. But
kind of like a, what's it called? Like Flight of Passage.
Mm-hmm.
So screen, but it feels like you're on your own carpet.
Yeah.
And it moves like crazy. That'd be awesome. A thrill ride.
I know. I think it would be so fun.
We would need the castle. Such an amazing castle.
Iconic.
And I feel like you could do a more kid-friendly ride, in the castle.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking, you can't do, two rides that are very similar. But I think they would both still be on magic carpets. But one would be screen-based, very thrilling, getting out of the Cave of Wonders or something. I feel like in the castle, you maybe walk through the castle in the queue, and then you get to Jasmine's precipice. And then there, it's almost like the Peter Pan's flight ride, ride situation, ride mechanics, where it's a suspended above. Mm-hmm. So maybe that's one where it looks like a magic carpet, but you get to fly over, instead of London, you fly over Agrabah, see some other little characters and stuff like that. And so that's a more kid-friendly version and peaceful. They sing a whole new world. They do all that stuff. Yeah.
I would love it.
That'd be cool. Okay, so that was our number 4. We are jumping into number 3, which I'm sad that that's the only Renaissance that we had. But I agree. Beauty and the Beast. All that other stuff. Lion King would be awesome, but I feel like that would fit within a previous land like Africa and Animal Kingdom or something like that. Change Dinosaur to Lion King Safari with amazing animatronics, although that's on the different side of the park. But anyways, so number 3, Moana. Mm-hmm. I think Moana
very deserving.
Is a great movie that I think will stick around for a long time. Mm-hmm. Yes, in Epcot we're getting one small little section,
very small,
which is just like what we would want in this park. Tons of water features, having Tafiti there. I think expanding it a little bit. So some really cool, water features like that's at Epcot, but also do like a Tafiti splash pad where the kids could cool off when it's hot. We would never think of these things until we had kids and we're like, oh my gosh, kids
all
love
these
splash
kid things
pads.
come to mind.
It'd be so great. But yeah, just exploration everywhere. You could, a lot of green, a lot of just like walking around, doing a lot of cool things. But then we would have an e-ticket water ride, which we actually talked about last week because we just kind of like went off on a tangent and it was awesome. But an e-ticket water ride that was similar to Shanghai's Pirates of the Caribbean battle for the second treasure, I believe. So that's a way to bring that crazy screen / physical trackless ride system based in water to the U.S. parks because we don't have that yet. And if you've seen those rides, or that POV video, it is insane. And so to do like board Moana's boat, have the big sail and stuff like that. And maybe it's like maybe 5 to 10 people, like kind of small and intimate still. But yeah, you're going to Tamatoa's. You could like go down into Tamatoa's little underground water layer, come back, be shot back up, face to Ka. Oh my gosh, like with the visual screens, get a little Mr. Toad's Wild Ride Heat in there, and just have this crazy water screen-based adventure.
It would be so fun.
Come on,
because so much of that ride is just themed around water. I feel like doing some kind of a really exciting water ride would be really fun for that movie.
Oh, that'd be so cool. I think the best thing would be probably to build like a Polynesian pavilion in Epcot and do like Moana / like Lilo and Stitch, because I feel like Lilo and Stitch would be awesome, like just Polynesian / Hawaiian kind of feel, right?
Yeah.
But I think Moana Land would be awesome as well. And
I could see either one of those happening. Honestly, that movie is so good and it is so deserving of more than it has now and more than what it's getting to. I mean, it's gonna be cool, but not even close to what it deserves. It's such a great movie.
And with the live action, which is crazy.
That is really weird.
With live action, it's gonna be
obviously it's a favorite. I feel like so many people, adults and kids alike, fell in love with that movie when it came out, and it's gonna be a favorite forever. You just know it. So I think it's very deserving of its own land or pavilion. A pavilion would be really cool too.
Yeah, I'm up for whatever. Bring us some more Moana for sure.
Yes, definitely. But that brings us to our number 2, which I am so in favor of. We've talked about having a Coco Land, which I think a lot of people have agreed that would be a fun one. We did get a response from at Erica Adventures, who's supposed to be our guest tonight, but that will be next week, hopefully. She said Coco Land for sure. We definitely agree. This is high up on our list because there's just, again, so much you could do with it. You would have like the plaza with a lot of shops and the whole transition to the land of the dead, which illuminates at night like they do it with Pandora. As you like walk across that bridge. I guess they could have a bridge like that somewhere. Wouldn't that be so cool?
Yeah, imagine you're in the plaza, you're walking to where they have Ernesto de la Cruz's guitar, and as you get to that building, it has a huge opening of a bridge that you walk across. So you get a small little area of the plaza, which is like shops and some restaurants. You go through that where his guitar is, like his shrine or whatever, and then you go into the land of the dead, and that'd be like such a cool experience, immersive experience. And then at night, come on, a Pandora style. Oh,
yes, exactly. That would be so fitting, just with all the bioluminescence or whatever. It would be so perfect Coco themed. I already fell in love with that whole vibe when we went to Pandora, and I would just love to see it done Coco style. It would be so fun. But yeah, there could be an Omnimover ride, which kind of just tells the story of, Miguel or I guess, I don't know if it would be fully his story or if it would kind of go through the whole story of what happened with Ernesto de la Cruz and Hector, or, I don't know. I guess maybe it would incorporate a few different things. There's just a lot to that story.
I feel like we haven't gotten a ride that explains the story in a long time. Like even with Princess and the Frog, Tiana's Buying Adventure, that's going to be like a continuation of the story, which is cool. But I kind of miss rides that you're like in the story and love.
Yeah.
Right. Like Ariel does that. There's probably some other rides that are just escaping me now, but it's been a while since it's been like, here's the movie.
Yeah, where it feels like you're a part of the movie. That's how it should be.
I like
because if the ride is based on it, then it's like you want to feel like you're a part of that, not some like side story.
Yeah, right? I agree. So imagine this too, in the land of the dead, or maybe even the land of the living, a lot of like live music and parties and stuff like that. Maybe though, every so often, there's a way to encourage, like in Epcot, you get like big bands that go to play there and stuff like that. Imagine if every so often it's like local artists that go up there, not really for an open mic because you can't just like go up and show and do your thing, but you like submit yourself for this one date, maybe once a month or every 2 months, and then you get to go and perform. And so people get to sit there. They're going to see like their friends and family that are playing, but they also get to see you and discover you too. Just like the music or the movie. Something that like really sticks true to the movie, where the movie is all about seizing your moment in a not Ernesto evil way, but following your passions, right? And
in a Miguel kind of way.
In a Miguel kind of way. Imagine even an area where kids are able to discover the love of music. Maybe just some things that they could hit that make sounds, and just kind of get into it that way. But yeah, there's a lot you can do with the Coco Land. That's why it's our number 2. I think it'd be so amazing.
Again,
so many
opportunities are endless.
Yeah.
So much that they could do. Oh,
I love it.
Missed opportunity thus far.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm going to let you, I could read the followers things, but I'm going to let you announce number 1. This is you.
I mean, I feel like everybody that this was a top choice for a lot of people, and for good reason. We all want a Peter Pan / Neverland themed land. I mean,
Peter Pan's Em's favorite.
Yes, I love Peter Pan. I always will. And it's what Disney is all about. Yeah. Not losing the inner child, and being in Neverland is where that happens. And so I mean, yes, there's just so much to Neverland, and they could do so much with the land dedicated to it. Yeah. I'm very jealous that it is getting built over in Tokyo. Yeah, and so that's not a full land dedicated to it, so that's why it's on our list, because there is no full land. It's within a land, so area. Yes, it's just an area. So excited to see what they're gonna do, but come on, let's get a whole land, whole Neverland. But we also heard from Kingdom Dreams at Kingdom Dreams with a Z. Great page, go check them out. But yeah, he said Peter Pan for sure. At Aren't We Looking for Something said Neverland with both water and land rides. Let's have a pirate ship, mermaids, Lost Boys running around. And then lastly, we heard from at Retrain.studios, who said, let's re-theme Tom Sawyer's Island to Neverland. That is a fun idea. That is very fun. I saw this comment left, and I was like, wow, how did I never think of that? That area is perfect.
And you get to ride to, imagine, instead of the little raft over there, you somehow like ride at the Jolly Roger over there.
Oh my gosh.
And maybe let's build like Skull Rock there.
That was
just a place to just run around and go crazy. I think more people would visit it if that was Neverland.
Totally. I mean, it's Pirate Slayer right now, which I do want to just go back over to that area because it's been so long, and it's just kind of like an area you don't think to go to all the time. I think it is probably a fun little little detour in the day.
Yeah.
But if it was Peter Pan themed, all the more. It would be so fun because it's, I mean, that area has all the elements that a Neverland would need. There's water surrounding it.
Yeah.
You have a mermaid lagoon kind of somewhere on the outskirts.
Yeah.
You know,
the one thing you couldn't get though is a ride. But
that's true.
But that is a great idea. I love that idea.
And there's already a Peter Pan ride.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You could still, you know, have activities and stuff to do. I guess
it would be really
have like a, you know, like the Lost Boys hideout somewhere.
Yeah, the little
like
tree.
Kind of within a tree. It would get very cramped in there probably, but it would still be really fun. There's just, there's so much you could do. I mean, I love Peter Pan.
Yeah, I do too. But yeah, in like talking about a whole land being built for that, I think, you gotta have Skull Rock. You gotta have Mermaid Lagoon. I think having a ride, what would you say for a ride? I've always wanted a flying ride. Oh, you know what? I would love to have, before I get to the ride, I would love to have a little London section at the beginning.
I was thinking that
so you
too.
can walk the streets of London, do some shops there, explore the Darling's house if you want to. But go to Neverland. For a ride, what would you say? I know we already said this ride system is our favorite ride, so, you know, just bear with us. But to be able to fly, I think you could do that so well with the Pandora Flight of Passage type thing. Mm-hmm. I mean, you could do a soaring thing, but you're in a seated position. To do a Flight of Passage, you know, screen-based ride would be so awesome.
Yeah,
to
where
fly
you can
everyone.
like lay somehow, so it feels like you're actually flying.
Yeah,
kind of like those ones that like the boardwalk type.
Yeah, like the
places where you kind
hang
of
gliding kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And then do a screen based on that.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be so
that would
cool.
be.
And then I think, like, in addition to a flying, you know, from London to Neverland kind of ride and just exploring with a Flight of Passage type thing, I think a water ride would be really cool. Maybe you come into contact with Captain Hook or something like that. Do some drops, do some really cool things, because water is just so important in Peter Pan. I also think if there was a way to at nighttime do some more bioluminescence, like you gotta make it magical. Why not? Because I know like they have that beautiful rainbow over like Mermaid Lagoon, I believe. If that's like a structure that just like illuminates at night and it looks like this beautiful rainbow.
Oh, that would be so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and having like a meet and greet somewhere.
Oh yeah,
meet everybody.
Meet everyone
would be so fun.
Oof, I love that idea. So cool. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that had to take our number one because Peter Pan is just like, it's everything Disney.
Everything Disney.
And it's so good. So just a recap, we got number 5, Alice in Wonderland. Number 4, Aladdin. 3, Moana. 2, Coco. 1, Peter Pan. But let us know what you guys think. What lands would you like to, what movies would you like to see be turned into a land like Cars Land, Pandora, something like that. We're just so thankful for you guys for listening to this episode. It's been a crazy week. We're very tired, but we just can't. Thank you for your listening enough. Yeah, we did pull together. But next week, if all goes good and we stay healthy and our son is sleeping, we will have at Erica Adventures on our show. We have a really fun topic. She was just in Disney World. We're going to be talking. Well, we'll just let it be a surprise. It's going to be really fun. I cannot wait to have her on our show. She is just amazing. Go check out her page if you haven't yet. But with that, we'll see you next week. See you guys then. Bye.
Bye.